It has happened before. Yes, it has.
Now, Stanford's not playing this week, right?
No. They still have to play Cal, though.
When?
That I do not know.
I thought the regular season ends this year. This week.
I mean,
Yes,
I
it
know.
does.
I know the Army game and the Navy game usually is the last game of the year.
Yeah.
well, I mean,
What's today? Check.
Today's Thursday,
Check
December
December
2nd.
11th. Check December 11th. Saturday, December 11th.
I got it.
And
Jeez.
Wisconsin has no more regular season games
They
left.
played last week. They won at 48-14 to Cal.
All right. All right. And Wisconsin's got no regular season games left. How are they going to leapfrog if there's no games played?
Look,
How could they? None of them
there
are playing.
should be no reason for them to do it, but they can do it.
How?
Just because of the BCS.
No. How?
Because they're not in a BCS
They're not.
conference.
None of those 3 teams are playing this week. So how can you viably show one team leapfrogging another if there's no way to gain any points by winning any games?
Because
Even if they were playing a high school team, they have a chance to gain points.
Because it happened before, where
No.
both teams did nothing, but for some reason one team went over the other.
When?
2005, Texas and USC. Texas went in front of USC for a week in between the end of the year and the BCS National Championship game. For some reason.
I can tell you why now. I can tell you why.
Why?
So, there might have been another game somewheres that another team that Texas beat, and that team beat another good team and gave Texas power points. In other words, an opponent from early in the year won a game against another good team. So up their points, the power points, whatever you have, which gave Texas more power points. That's the only thing I can think of. But that's not going to happen this week because everybody's regular season, those conferences are done. So Stanford and Wisconsin right now cannot do anything to leapfrog TCU. They can't. They're not playing anybody. TCU's not even playing anybody.
I'm just saying.
Something screwy's gonna happen.
I'm telling you something.
Something screwy's gonna happen.
You want something? I would love to
Yes.
see Auburn and Oregon lose just to put that theory into action. I don't think it's going to happen. I still think TCU is going to get in. All right. If one of those 2 teams lose, TCU is going to get in.
Okay.
All right.
I certainly hope so.
News gonna
By
be
virtue of
added
the other
here.
teams behind them can't do anything to pass them by.
I agree.
All right. Now, an opponent from earlier in the season can't do nothing to help Wisconsin or help Stanford because the regular season's done for their opponents.
Right.
So it's not like somebody else can win somewheres to up their point. So it can't be done.
Yeah.
So I still think it's going to be Oregon and Auburn. I think they're going to win their games. I think they're going to win the games. If they lose, both of them lose, TCU,
And
Stanford. Yeah.
Okay.
Now Wisconsin all of a sudden has to change their travel plans because they've won the Big Ten.
Right.
They're supposed to play in the Rose Bowl.
Yep.
All right.
That's
Now-
going to mean Michigan State.
That's going to mean now Michigan State.
Yep.
All right.
Where's Ohio State? Nowhere.
Oh, no, wait a second. We're wrong. If Stanford plays in a title game, Wisconsin can still go to the Rose Bowl. All right. It'll be because Wisconsin has won the Big Ten. Right. They've won the Big Ten. So if Stanford plays in a title game in the Fiesta Bowl, I think it's in the Fiesta Bowl this year, right? All right. Then Wisconsin goes to the Rose Bowl against either Oregon if they lose, or against if Oregon loses, it will be Oregon.
Right. Now, we have a couple of people that are listening in live right now.
All right.
Via Skype.
Welcome aboard.
There's been a little quote
Go ahead.
put on here. No, look, the BCS is all about money, so TCU won't get in no matter what. TCU has to have both to have a slight chance.
I think they're wrong because you cannot put any kind of it's I know it's all about money, right? And I know the Mountain West Conference will like to get that kind of money too by having TCU play in the bowl game, especially in the title game. When you have the 2 teams behind TCU are not going to play, there's nothing that they can do to show to acquire any kind of power points to leapfrog TCU. Those 3 teams, their season is done. So they're positioned the way they are. TCU, Stanford, Wisconsin, they're locked in.
But the problem is
How's the BCS going to explain Wisconsin leapfrog? They don't even play.
They're not. They're not going to explain it. That doesn't mean that they can't do it, but they're not going to explain it when they do it.
They can't do it. That would be a major egg on their face in a year that they can't afford any more egg on their face.
How much egg is on their face already?
No, a lot of it was wiped off when Boise lost.
Right.
All right? Now, TCU,
Yeah, they already
is-
suck enough as quoted by.
the only way TCU gets
Our listeners.
the only way TCU gets into our game, we both agree. Oregon and Auburn, one or the other, or both have to lose, or just one or
That's
the other.
how it should be.
And that's the way it's going to be because
That's how it better be.
with
That's what it better be.
because
better be like
Oregon,
that.
Oregon, or Auburn, one of them lose, they drop down.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
And everybody else just moves up by virtue of they can't do anything else by just moving up the ladder because they're not playing anybody to lose or gain power points.
Let's just hope that what happens is if one of them loses.
If there was a Big Ten
TCU is
title
up.
game
Yeah.
between Wisconsin and Michigan State, let's say it was next year and the Big Ten was split,
Well, that would help.
then Wisconsin wins this week in a Big Ten title game, then you can, especially over a Michigan
Well,
State
yeah,
team,
then
then you can say, okay, man, look at the power points. Michigan State at one time was ranked in the top 10. They beat them, and boom, then they can leapfrog TCU. But they can't do anything to leapfrog them at this point.
Yeah, well, because
It's done.
college. Look, BCS would love to see a Stanford, Wisconsin probably in the national championship game because it's Stanford and it's Wisconsin.
So with TV.
Exactly. But the problem is they can't.
Why
do it.
does TV always have to be involved in this? Why can't it just be the best two teams that go, I know it's money. That's the automatic.
We're both doing the money, the mutual leader gesture. Because
Still, though, I mean-
conferences make big money
Yeah,
by,
I know.
you know,
I know.
if Stanford goes to a bowl game, Oregon goes to a bowl game, Southern Cal,
I'm
you
about
know,
to say Rutgers.
that is a
No.
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 That sounded like you were. Go ahead.
No.
Continue.
Stanford, Oregon State might go to a bowl game. Arizona's going to go to a bowl game somewhere. USC is going to go to a bowl game somewhere. You know how much money the conference brings in?
I know. I thought it was just a free bag of
Millions of
Tostitos.
dollars.
I thought it'd be a free bag of Tostitos.
I mean, there you go. I mean,
Yeah.
that should be all she wrote.
Free
right there.
car care from the bowls.
But Sean, it's not going to happen. I hope I'm wrong,
Free Outback steak.
but I don't think. Well, how about let's go to the Chick-fil-A Bowl?
Okay.
I just it just get. Are we
many
still getting
bowls are
comments
there
from the
now?
balcony?
How many bowls are there now? Seriously. It's just getting ridiculous and ridiculous. And
30. I think I got about 34, 35 bowls. I mean.
I know 2 bowls played in one location. That's Orlando.
Well, we got one addition this year. We got the Pinstripe Bowl.
That's true.
All right.
Here's a question: what does USC not going into a bowl game mean for anything?
Oh, wait a second. That's right. They're on probation. They can't go to a bowl game.
Yeah. So what the heck does that mean? Anything?
Nothing.
Not really. I mean, somebody's got to replace them somewheres.
Means nothing.
Yeah, doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't know. Somebody mentioned that. For some
But
reason.
yeah, that's right. I forgot they're on probation. They can't go. But still, it just goes to show that how much money.
They're not going to a BCS bowl. They're not. They haven't won enough games to go to a BCS bowl. So that
Not a BCS bowl, but they would go to a bowl because they're over 500.
Okay. So, but that shouldn't matter. It's not. Doesn't affect the BCS. So
No, it
that
doesn't.
shouldn't matter.
But what else? But it would bring more money to the conference, more money to the school.
I only bring that up because I like to
Right.
bring a little feedback from listeners.
Go ahead. That's no problem.
That's what I said.
We love the feedback.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Whoever's listening, get more people.
Yeah.
Spread the word. You know.
You heard 'em.
Definitely.
We love feedback. Again, tell us what you think, because that's going to be the biggest part of our show. We want to know what you think. We'll comment on what you think, and you comment on what we think. That is, if we ever think. Sometimes we talk before we think,
Darn.
All right, let's wrap this baby
as
up.
most Yankee fans do.
Hey, hold it.
Anyway, we got a lot to talk about. We got the NFL coming up. We're going to preview
NFL
Giants
next.
Jets in our next segment. After that, we're going to go around the league. We got a lot to talk about, a lot of stuff. Mike, Dan, Sean, triple coverage on Connecticut School Broadcast Studios or in Connecticut Broadcast Studios. We'll be right back.